Magandang araw sa inyong lahat at welcome dito sa ating video for Keep Calm and Work Smart. Sa mga nakamiss ng Keep Calm and Work Smart last January, here's a video that I prepared para sa inyo for you to view and study at your own pace. Meron tayong kasabihan na it's not really how hard you work that matters, but how much you get things done. Mas mahalaga at mas mahalaga pa rin ang resulta ng iyong gawa, ang produkto ng iyong gawa, at kung gaano karami ang nagawa mo, kung gaano ito kaganda, kung gaano ka husay, at kung gaano kaganda ang quality ng iyong gawa. Hindi yan tungkol sa effort. Because aminin man natin o hindi, ang realidad, whether tanggapin man natin pala o hindi, ang realidad, lalo na sa professional world, sa workplaces, sa offices, sa corporate offices, ang mga ang resulta pa rin ang nangingibabaw at tinitignan sa bandang huli. Kasi may mga deliverables ka na kinakailangan mong tapusin. Meron kang kinakailangang i-submit by the end of the day. Kung ikaw ay estudyante, ganun din. May mga projects ka, may thesis ka na kinakailangan mong tapusin. But it's not really how hard you work. Kundi, naipasa mo ba yung thesis mo? Maganda ba yung laman ng thesis mo? Nauunawaan mo ba yung thesis mo? Ano ba ang laman ng thesis mo? See, it's really the product that counts and not the amount of effort that you put in it. Naaalala nyo ba yung fable tungkol sa isang uwak na uhaw? Para sa mga hindi nakakaalala, ito ang nangyari. Isang araw, mayroong isang uwak na uhaw. Siya ay lumilipad. And somewhere, sa kung saan man yun, may nakita siyang isang jar na may tubig. Nung nilapitan niya yung jar at sinubukan niyang uminom, napansin niya na hindi pala kasya ang kanyang ulo upang makainom sa jar. Ang ginawa ng uwak? Namulot siya ng mga maliliit na bato at unti-unti niyang nilagyan ng mga bato yung jar na may tubig. And as a result, unti-unting tumaas ang tubig hanggang sa nakainom na siya. Tignan natin ang uwak ngayon. What if nakahanap siya ng straw or other means to get the work done? Dito sa picture na to, ipinapakita sa atin ang hard work versus smart work. Kung meron kang mas madaling paraan upang ma-achieve ang goal mo, then do it. Bakit ka magpapakahirap? Bakit ka kinakailangang magpaikot-ikot kung ang destinasyon mo lang naman ay nasa harap mo na? Isa pang example para mas maunawaan natin. Ano nga ba ang working smart? Yan. Mayroong dalawang tao. Ang goal nila, putulin ang puno. With the least amount of time and effort, of course. So, alin sa dalawa ang working smart? Obviously, yung may gamit ng chainsaw. Pero kung ang goal mo ay magpalaki ng katawan, syempre, ang mas tamang paraan ay yung may hawak ng palakol. So makikita natin dito, working smartly is also about using proper and effective tools. So halimbawa sa work, meron kang report na kinakailangan gawin. Sa Excel, for example. Sa halip na magmano-mano kang mag-compute, meron namang formula sa Excel na maaari mong gamitin. Meron ding mga pivot tables na maaari kang magamit sa loob ng Microsoft Excel. Sa emails, for example, diba sa Yahoo Mail ninyo o sa personal emails ninyo, ang daming mga unnecessary emails naman. Subalit halimbawa meron kang inaasahang email from a specific person. From your Yahoo email account or Gmail, you can have filters kung saan maaari kang mag-specify ng sender so that lahat ng emails coming into your mailbox from that sender will go to a specific folder. I do that most of the time. Lalong-lalo na sa dinami-dami ng Facebook notifications na natatanggap ko. And marami pang different examples of how to work smart, but we'll discuss more of them in detail later on. So, by the way, gusto ko din sana i-share sa inyo yung sinasabi sa Ecclesiastes 9:16a from the NIV version. Sinasabi doon that wisdom is better than strength. So, ang gusto nating ipahiwatig sa bawat isa ngayong araw na ito, we should start working smart, lalong-lalo na kung marami tayong tasks at hand para hindi tayo natataranta, hindi tayo nai-stress, at syempre, magkaroon tayo ng quality time with our family, with our friends, and most especially with God. So, I'll give you another diagram or picture of working smart. So, mayroong isang daga na inilagay sa isang maze. Alam niya na ang target cheese niya or goal niya ay nasa kabilang dulo lang. So, sa halip na magpaikot-ikot pa siya sa maze, kaya ko naman palang kagatin ang mga bakod na nakaharang sa akin. So, since daga ako, I'll take use of my strength, I'll take use of what I have to get to the goal. So, it's about maximizing your strengths and leveraging on what you have, the resources that you have, for you to get to the goal that you're aiming for. So how do we work smart? Um, Honestly, there's really no list on how to work smart. If you're going to check the internet, many sources will have just five, some will have 20 or 10, some will just even have one. So, wala talagang iisang principle that governs working smart. But based on the research that I did, I came up with the 5 best ways to work smart. Uh, Enumerate lang natin sila ngayon and then we'll discuss them in detail. Number 1, pray. Second, of course, put first things first. Third, always look for a better way. Ask for help. Take a rest. So, isa-isahin natin sila. Unahin natin ang prayer. Mahalaga that before you do anything, as in anything, pray, pray, pray. Why? Because in prayer, you'll get wisdom, strength, courage, humility, and unexpected help. You'll get a whole lot of things if you pray. Kaya nga sinasabi sa atin ng Panginoon, di ba? Seek first the kingdom of God. Seek first God. Seek first His righteousness. Seek first Jesus every day. Nang sa gayon, may direksyon ng buhay mo, meron kang divine wisdom na nagmumula sa Diyos who is all-knowing. So, if you have the wisdom from a God who is all-knowing, magkakamali ka pa ba? Magkakaroon ka pa ba ng room for mistakes or failures? Failures, perhaps, but we know that there's really no such thing as a failure if you have obeyed God. It's a win-win situation always. But again and again and again, it's very necessary for us to pray. Pray for wisdom. Wisdom is getting a knowledge and then putting it into practice. Because you need, of course, to pray to God, Lord, ano ba dapat kong gawin? And how should I do it? Okay? So, hindi lang kung ano ang dapat mong gawin or how you should do it, but also the timing. Napakahalaga. Okay? And God can clearly give you the direction that you need if you're just going to pray for wisdom. We also need to pray for strength. Kasi, pwede ngang masipag ka, pwede ngang may wisdom ka, pwede ngang may goal ka. Pero, sakitin ka naman, o bigla kang nagkasakit at o na-aksidente, hindi ka makagalaw. Hindi mo din magagawa kung ano ang dapat mong gawin. You need to pray for courage. Sometimes, pinangungunahan tayo ng takot, pinangungunahan tayo ng pangamba, pinangungunahan na tayo ng doubts natin due to the past experiences that we had. So we need to pray for courage for us to take the first step going to the goal. We need to pray for humility. Bakit? Kasi there are times kinakailangan mong makorek. Along the way, magkakamali ka. But you need to be corrected. You need to go back to the right path. Minsan yung plano mo, mapapansin mo na, ay, mali pala. Nagkamali pala ako ng dinig sa Panginoon. Or nagkamali pala ako ng intindi sa requirement. So, for you to be able to get back on your feet, we need to have humility. Of course, there will also be times wherein talagang hindi mo kakayanin. You need help. You need help. Therefore, it takes a lot of guts for you to be humble enough to ask for help. And when you pray for help, pray that God will give you hindi yung taong inaasahan mo lang na makakatulong sa'yo o hindi yung taong gusto mo lang tumulong sa'yo. Porket ba friend mo makakatulong sa'yo? Siyempre hindi, di ba? Pray that God will send people who can definitely and are willing to help you out. So again, as the Bible tells us, pray and pray continuously. Second point is put first things first. Are you familiar with this table or diagram? I would highly recommend that before you start your day or before you start doing your activities, you need to list them down and try to categorize alin ba dito yung mga tasks or initiatives that are urgent or not urgent, important and not important. So, you need to know if your activity is urgent and important. If it's urgent and important, list them in this box and make sure na ito yung unahin mo. Urgent but not important due to time constraints. Diba? Ito yung susunod mong gagawin. Not urgent but important. Okay? Of course, kinakailangan mo silang gawin. But since there is no sense of urgency or there is no sense of time, pwede mo silang iset aside for later, for the latter part of your day. And then yung mga not urgent and not important, you can list them down here. So since they are not urgent and not important, pag-isipan mo, gagawin mo pa ba itong mga bagay na ito or they're just a waste of time? Na baka naman itong mga nakalista dito sa area na ito ay maaari mong i-set aside na sa buong buhay mo. So perhaps some of you may be asking, what is urgent and or not urgent? Ang meaning ng urgent is kinakailangan mo na siyang gawin. Ibig sabihin nito, time-bound siya. Okay? Time-bound ang urgency. Ang important naman, okay, ano ba yung impact nito? Okay? So, sa lahat ng task or activities natin, we need to know which are of high importance and high urgency, what are the high impact tasks, and what are just nice to do's or nice to haves in our lives. So, hopefully, na uunawaan nyo to at ma-apply ninyo sa buhay ninyo everyday. So, for our third point, we have always look for a better way. Okay? Always look for a better way. So, to look for a better way, sometimes you're too engaged with what you are doing and madalas nababara ka with the current plan that you have. Masyado kang busy with it, masyadong iniisip yung dapat mong gawin since planado na ang lahat. But you see, minsan magkakaroon ng issues na wala sa plano. Magkakaroon ng mga unexpected events. There will be challenges, there will be hurdles na dadating sa buhay mo. And here are some of the ways for you to look for a better way. First is to wait. Baka kasi yung inaakala mong dapat mong gawin ay hindi naman pala dapat gawin. Yung mga iniisip mo na dapat problemahin ay hindi naman pala dapat problemahin. That there are some tasks that can be done by just waiting. There may be some tasks that can be resolved by just waiting. Kasi minsan, gusto nating pangunahan ang mga bagay-bagay. Pero, yung resulta pala na gusto mo, ay magagawa pala ng iba pang tasks. Or baka naman, may dependency ka yung task mo with another person, with another person's task. So, darating at darating sa buhay mo na kinakailangan mo talaga mag-antay. And you have to be patient in waiting. You need to think out of the box. Huwag kang makulong sa iisang way lang or sa kung anong alam mo lang sa ngayon. Do researches. Baka naman may similar issues or similar objectives na may different approach to get things done. Automate. Gaya na nabanggit natin kanina, you can use tools to automate things para mas mapadali ang buhay mo. For example, yung sorting ng emails, diba? Sa Yahoo. Again, nabanggit natin kanina, if you are expecting a very important email and you want to read it first thing in the morning, okay, make sure that you set up filters or email rules that will redirect an email based on the categories that you have set. For example, if you're expecting an email from the President of the United States, then you have to make a filter or an email rule in your email client para ma-auto redirect yung email na yan to a certain folder. Para pagbukas mo ng email, you just have to directly go to the folder or that specific folder that you have specified to check if dumating na yung email na yun or hindi. Because there are times natatabunan yung mga emails natin by again, yun nga, Facebook notifications. So, learn to automate. Because there is always a tool that can help you out in doing things for you. Kasi bakit ka kinakailangan magmano-mano kung meron namang existing tool that can help you achieve what you want. Next is review regularly. Kinakailangan mong i-assess lagi ang sarili mo. I-assess lagi yung situation. I-assess lagi yung plano. Tama pa ba itong plano ko? Or is this really fit with the situation na nangyayari ngayon? Kasi, for example, di ba? Kinakailangan mong mag-research sa library. Nagkaroon ng bagyo. Siyempre, closed ang library. So, how will you do it? You use the internet. So, try to look for other ways. I-assess mo yung situation. Kaya pa ba siyang gawin? Or baka naman po pwede mo siyang i-outsource. Pwede kang humingi ng tulong sa ibang tao. So, you need to assess, kaya mo pa ba siyang gawin or baka meron pang mas madali at mas mabilis na paraan to get things done. Baka naman kailangan mong humingi ng help. Diba? So, this actually leads us to our next item, which is ask for help. And in asking for help, you have to make sure that you have the right set of friends. Kasi, why will you be surrounded with people who are not really help you out to get better? Why will you surround yourself with people na tatambakan ka lang ng problema, or they will just try to influence you and pull you down. Why will you have a circle of friends na puro reklamo lang sa buhay, walang positive outlook, and makikita mo lang yung sarili mo, kawawa ka, you're thinking the same way, emo, di ba? So, it's really best to have the right set of friends. I'm not saying na maging snob tayo sa mga tao, no? But we just have to make sure that we are surrounded by very good people who can help us. It's not being a user friendly or pagiging user, no? Pero ang gusto kasi nating mangyari dito ay hindi na we waste yung time natin doing unnecessary stuffs because we are in the wrong relationships. Learn from others. Subukan mong basa-basa ng books. There are some books which can give you additional knowledge about things, uh, different approaches on how to do things. And dito din papasok yung mentoring, no? Yung you look for a mentor and make sure you submit yourself to that mentor. So in our case, that should be your disciple, no? Na syempre dapat willing ka. Willing ka na matuto. Willing ka na makinig. But of course, you need to always verify if you're going to just learn from others. You need to verify. You need to double check things for yourself. Do not just rely on what they feed you, but of course, napakahalaga din na ikaw mismo matutunan mo, ikaw mismo makaranas, ikaw mismo ma-realize mo, magkaroon ka ng sariling realization about the topic or about the situation. Meron tayong tinatawag na delegate or outsourcing. In a sense, parang, or in a much simpler word, tawag natin dito ay pag-uutos. Okay. Siyempre, mag-uutos ka to someone who is reliable. Okay? So, delegate. So, kung ikaw ay isang leader sa isang simbahan, project leader, class president, or group leader, team leader, hindi mo kinakailangang akuhin ang lahat ng trabaho. You can always delegate. Pwede mong iutos yan sa team members mo o sa mga ka-team mo. Actually, personally, hindi ko ginagamit ang word na utos. Ang ginagamit ko na term dyan is empowerment. You give them the goal or the objective. Kumbaga parang vision casting siya. And then let them do things their way. Because yung ganong paraan, it lets them think freely. It lets them think out of the box. At ang result ay much better as compared sa iniutos mo lang step by step. What if there is a better way pala na maisip nila? Same thing goes with outsourcing. So, ang outsourcing, usong-uso siya ngayon sa industry natin na tinatawag ay BPO. Kasi kung hindi mo naman core strength yan, ang task or activity, bakit mo pa problemahin if you can have someone do it for you? Diba? So, ask for help. You delegate. or outsource, and make sure na yung mga taong hihingan mo ng tulong ay credible enough at mapagkakatiwalaan mo. Mahalaga din sa working smart ang pahinga. Okay. Personally, ako, as a project manager, ang daming requests that are coming in at supposedly ang dami ko dapat meetings, but uh, how can I divide my entire day for about 15 to 20 projects? I do not know. But, okay, applying all those four above, no, I also need to take a rest for me to be able to think clearly at wag ma-stress out. What I do kapag pagod na ako, I take short walks. So after every task na matapos ko, which is roughly about an hour, sometimes 30 minutes, I get up from my seat, get my mug, and go to the pantry and get some water. Then iinom ako, balik sa upuan, and then mamaya-maya may ihi na ako, so tatayo ulit ako, and then go to the CR, go get some water again from the pantry, and then go back to my workstation. I find this effective for me, kasi uh, sa halip na magdamag akong nakatutok sa computer, may iba yung environment ko sa paglalakad, and mas nakakapag-isip ako clearly. For example, there are times na may matatanggap akong email na nakakaasar, or a chat message na uh, about a certain bad news or an issue. So sa halip na mag-react ako kaagad about uh, about it, I'd rather have short walks for me to think and reassess things. Hindi yung bigla-bigla na akong magre-react to the situation. So I would suggest you try it. Have short walks. Do not be 100% engaged sa ginagawa mo. Always make sure that you have a time to rest. Go for a vacation. Make sure you have a time for vacation and make sure that you enjoy it. Because there are people who go into a vacation but they're still working. And I used to do that before. And I thought it was okay, but it wasn't. Akala ko nakapagbakasyon ako, akala ko nakapag-relax ako, but it turned out I was still working during those days, and I got stressed out. And so, one good thing that, or one of the best vacations that I had was last December, 2013, when I got back or got to Cebu by my own, and without any itinerary. I just really spent a few days there and enjoyed the food, enjoyed the environment, yung sightseeing, taking selfies, diba? And taking pictures, all those stuff. Reading book. Isipin mo, nakapagtapos ako ng isang book na non-work related because of that vacation. And that vacation really, it's really a life-changing event sa buhay ko. Wherein, talagang namulat yung mata ko about the things that I'm missing, about the things that I should be doing, and about the things that I should stop doing. And priorities in life, yeah, I must confess that there are some things that change with regards to my priorities sa buhay ko because of that vacation. And yun nga, vacation will always um, rejuvenate yung mind mo and yung body mo as well. And of course, the best form of taking a rest is being intimate with God. So every day, you don't really have to go to somewhere, but just make sure every day you get to have a time to talk to God. Kausapin mo lang siya, even though alam na niya yung sasabihin mo. Talk to Him like I'm talking to you right now. Talk to Him like you're talking to a brother or a sister or a friend. And be open, be honest, because there's nothing you can hide from Him. Get intimate with God and pray. Yeah, pray. So somehow it goes back to point number one, pray. Get intimate with God and hayaan mong magsalita siya. Because most of the time, lalo na kapag stressed out tayo, di ba? Yung prayers natin, puro, Lord, please give me this, please give me this, please do this, please do this, please let this be, please, mga, kung ano-anong supplication prayers ang ibinabato natin kay God. And there are times na hindi natin napapansin, no? We think that it's just okay, but it's really not. Because God also wants to speak to us. God also wants to tell us things from His heart. Tell us things about His plans for us. At baka binibigyan ka na pala ng instructions or directions, pero dahil sa kadaldalan mo, dahil stressed out ka, diba? Dahil masama ang loob mo, pissed off ka, no? Ang daldal mo kung anong pinagsasabi mo, ang dami mong reklamo sa buhay, na inirereklamo mo kay God, wala ka na palang time para makinig. So, get intimate, no? Do not just try to talk to Him, but also make sure that your heart is ready to listen for anything that He has to say. And so, that's basically it. Hope you have learned something and hope that you'll be able to apply these things sa buhay mo, ikaw na nakikinig ngayon at nanonood ng video nito. Hopefully, this will come handy and useful for you. So, God bless.